What's up, party peoples out there in YouTube land? This is Roy Carter from Rectitude Media, and obviously today we're going to be talking about that wonderful Mueller report. And I cannot believe how dishonest the freaking Canadian media is, and also a lot of the media sites that I was looking over, also like from Europe, from the States. They were waiting for the actual release of the report. They wouldn't take Barr's recommendation and all the stuff that he was saying, and like the weeks ago when he said there was no collusion. Okay. Barr was a Bush appointee. There is absolutely no loyalty that he has to Trump, and I love how they're just trying to turn this into like the biggest, worst thing ever, saying that he's like, in the pocket of Trump. That's some bullshit right there. And what pisses me off is about the fact that they're not even going after the fact that, this was like an illegal freaking investigation, that the FISA warrants were illegally were sought out, in these kangaroo courts where they always rubber stamp everything. It pisses me off of the fact that they didn't talk about the Steele dossier that was funded by the Clintons. Didn't talk about the fact that this is the biggest political witch hunt in freaking modern history. That's what freaking annoys the hell out of me. I mean, how can you have obstruction for a fake investigation that didn't exist? What about the fact that they were spying illegally? And the media, completely demonized. And, after they came out and said in the New York Times that they had wiretaps, and that we have 6 ways from Sunday, the last people you want to make angry is the intelligence community, and, the 17 different intelligence agencies that, all knew that there was Russian collusion. Where's, freaking with a shift right now. I'm so sick of that freaking crap. And what pisses me off is that they're trying to indict him for after the fact that they've gone through with a fine-tooth bloody comb, and they went after people who weren't even who were affiliated with the Trump administration. But I mean, they went back into 20 years digging up everything with a fine-tooth comb, where they get them on tax evasion or some bullshit fucking thing where they're trying to say that Michael Flynn was a Russian agent, which is bullshit. Michael Flynn, the reason why they went after Michael Flynn is they went after him when he had not enough money, and he didn't want to, they were threatening to go after his son who's in the military too for all this bullshit too. So he pled guilty. And Flynn should be a fucking hero, because he was one of the first generals, aside from a couple that were a little secret about it, that came out and was talking about how Obama was funding ISIS, those moderate fucking rebels, and oh, it pisses me off. It pisses me so fucking much off. I am so sick of the fucking dishonest media here, man. And at least you're getting a bit of a rant from me, but at least you're getting fucking honesty, because I am so sick of this bullshit fucking witch hunt they've gone on for the past 2 fucking years. I cannot fucking believe this shit. Where's the breaking news saying that there was no evidence of collusion? Only a few of the websites out there that actually support Trump. Right Side Broadcasting did the thing where they're actually showing him at the veterans meeting. No, of course the mainstream media is not going to do it. They don't want to make him look good. They don't want to be like, hey, we've gone through everything with a fine fucking tooth comb on this guy and his friends, his family. They fucking spied on him years before he even fucking ran, and now we gotta fucking deal with this bullshit fucking mainstream media fucking public indictment of him without it actually any fucking proof whatsoever. That's some fucking bullshit right there, I tell you. And I am so sick of fucking CBC, the fucking CTV. I am so fucking sick of them. Global can suck a fucking dick. I am so sick of this bullshit. Sorry for my ranting, but I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. The guy gets absolutely no fucking, no break in the media. They say, oh, look at all these 10 different possible fucking things. And, it was run by Mueller. Mueller fucking hates Trump. Mueller is he met on the fucking tarmac with the fucking Russians and a sample of fucking uranium for the Uranium One fucking deal. And we're fucking sitting here trying to fucking put a thing on Trump. It's fucking bullshit. I'm so sick of it. Oh my god. Fuck you, CBC. Fuck you, CTV. I love the Dissenter app because people are fucking calling them all out in their fucking bullshit, but you can't even fucking download the new fucking version of it on the fucking Google fucking Chrome and Mozilla because God forbid you fucking bypass their bullshit fucking comment section. I mean, it's pretty bad. There's definitely people who are criticizing Trump. Like Alex Jones, InfoWars, because of the whole, I guess, he helped sign over the fucking internet over to the EU control, so that's not good. That's gonna turn into a fucking shit show for anybody who's trying to fucking link, like the link tax and all this other bullshit. I cannot fucking believe it, though, like how much they've demonized him. And Trump's done a lot of good things. He signed the free speech thing for fucking for the colleges and universities, so they can't go after conservatives for being conservatives. He's all the left-leaning fucking communist, cultural Marxist douchebags that have taken over the fucking educational system. And, it's good for Trump because he's been exonerated on this bullshit. But, I think it's stupid. They go after, like, a couple things in Mueller's thing. Oh, well, he could have possibly obstruct, but we don't have the evidence for it. And now, and then the media's taking it like it's like, AG didn't, Barr didn't have the intestinal fortitude to go and prosecute Trump. It's like, no, they didn't have the fucking evidence. You can claim it, you can say someone's fucking done something when they haven't fucking done it. You can indict a fucking ham and cheese sandwich. I mean, they're going after fucking Roger Stone for just asking a few fucking questions. And Larry Clavin is a fucking prick. I was watching him on Jason Goodman's little thing. Oh, he's so bad. He's threatening witnesses. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. I'm so fucking calling you all out there in the fucking mainstream media and all those little fucking cocksucking fucking lawyers that are fucking screwing everything up and trying to fucking switch everything to make Trump out to be the biggest fucking, Putin's cock holster. Colbert can go fucking suck a fucking big fat fucking black dick and fucking choke on it for all I give a shit. I'm so fucking sick of this fucking bullshit. Man, it is bullshit. It really is. And, yeah, you see me fucking freaking out there for the last, 7 minutes now. But no, it is bullshit. It really is. And, fuck you, CNN. Fuck you. Fuck you, MSNBC. Fuck you, CBC. Fuck you, CTV. Fuck you, Global. Fuck you, BBC. Sorry, fucking bullshit fucking Democracy Now! You can go suck a fat fucking cock too, you fucking cock cunts. I'm so fucking sick of these assholes. And, that's all fucking fake news. It's all fucking lies and propaganda. And, it's about fucking time that we start calling them out and their bullshit. And so, obviously, I don't want any violence or anything towards any media outlets. And thank you all for listening to me, because I get pretty pissed off sometimes. But, it is ridiculous. The guy cannot get a fucking break at all. He doesn't get, all this bullshit. Imagine if for fucking 2 years we went after fucking Obama for that bullshit, as if people were taking the fake Obama birth certificate thing seriously. And hey, you know what? Whether or not you believe it was real or Photoshopped, because there's some compelling arguments for the, the fakery side. But, all in all, it didn't really matter, because he was going to be the selection for the lead anyways back then. But imagine if they spent 2 years on an investigation into whether or not that birth certificate was real or not, and they find out, it's real, it's not a big deal or whatnot, or if they say, well, obviously if it was fake, he probably would have been kicked out of there if it was a big 2-year investigation. But I'm just saying it's the biggest political witch hunt ever. The mainstream media would have completely, demonized, even if you looked into the background or where Obama went into, his high school and, his college years back in the day, you would get stonewalled by and they'd actually send the FBI to be like, oh, what are you trying to find out here? A lot of fucking journalists were being, and whistleblowers were prosecuted and arrested for just trying to find out basic information of Obama's life, And so here we have this huge freaking just joke, this gong show going on for the last 2 years. And you have the Clintons. The Clintons have done so much shady shit. I think it's fucking hilarious how they're trying to go after, they're saying, oh yeah, well, Manafort was so bad. It's like, oh yeah, well, they had one of the Podestas who was doing the exact same fucking thing, who got off, who didn't get any fucking prosecution because he testified against him. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? How is this not a political double standard? How is this not complete partisan hackery? You know, and like Roger Stone didn't fucking do anything wrong. He didn't deserve an FBI fucking, like 40 fucking FBI agents with a fucking El Chapo raid with CNN sitting there. And can I get the good angle now? Oh, can we get the good angle now? Okay, Mr. Police Officer, I'm gonna go sit over here. You see him in the little fucking video there, all working with the FBI, you know, so they can get that best angle when they go in there and fucking scare the shit out of his fucking wife and his dogs. That pisses me off. That really fucking does. You know, I listen, like anyone in the States right now, you know, if you don't have a fucking job or if you got time on the fucking weekends, go down to your local fucking, well, not local, but the mainstream media outlets and just sit out there with a big fucking sign saying, you are fake fucking news. Because that is how ridiculous it is. And you know what? I'm so sick of fucking CBC and the Canadian media here. I just laugh at them. And of course, you know, because there's no Russian collusion, they switch it over to the Alberta election. And, oh no, Jason Kenney, he's going to be so bad for Trudeau. It's not going to be good. And the pipelines. And, oh no, he's going to... It's like, fuck off, man. If it's anything, the NDP were the ones that were trying to be like, you know, trying to like... use fucking, like, native land claims to, like, fucking stop fucking pipeline building and shit like that. But, you know, it's okay for that shit to happen and us to, like, suck off of fucking Saudi Arabia's fucking, an OPEC blood fucking oil. That's okay. You know, God forbid we're fucking self-sufficient or try to do some sort of oil refining fucking process here in Canada instead of fucking loading it up on trains and sending them down to fucking Mexico to go overseas, you know? That's some bullshit right fucking there. Or they go off to the fucking West Coast and get shipped to China. So I'm so sick and tired of this fucking bullshit they keep trying to come out with, saying that Trump was a Russian agent. You want to talk about neo-Nazism? Why the fuck has the West supported fucking Ukraine neo-Nazis since the fucking overthrow? You know, since the Maidan fucking Square protests. You know, we like, they had the defense minister that rose to power there, and he was talking about how we need to save the world from organized fucking Jewry. You know, like, totally fucking anti-Semitic. They're having, like, fucking Bandera fucking parades where they're, like, with fucking torches in the middle of the night with fucking Svoboda and fucking Right Sector and shit like that. And, you know, it pisses me off. CBC, the National, just had a little fucking wonderful thing there. Oh, talking about, oh, no, this one protester guy or this one guy in Ukraine, oh, look at how they've, like, slashed his tires and, oh, they're treating him so bad because he's speaking out against Russia. And they won't mention any of the fact that there's, like, severe neo-Nazi fucking elements that have ran that fucking country since the fucking Maidan Square protests. No questions of that. Oh no, we're not going to show anything about the fact that there have been tons of fucking Holocaust fucking memorials that have been desecrated in Ukraine by fucking the neo-Nazis that are running the fucking government. Oh no, we're not going to say anything bad about that. We're just going to talk about how bad Russia is for annexing Crimea, even though they fucking voted to go back to Russia. But oh no, I've talked to these fucking little pricks in fucking Ukraine to say, oh no, that's not the Constitution. They didn't do it properly. I'm sorry, but if you get 90% of the people in a certain fucking area that is traditionally, if you look back historically, over in like the fucking Crimean War, for Christ's sakes, a lot of those people in that area in eastern fucking Ukraine are historically have ties to Russia. And I mean, like, some of them, and the sad thing is, there's Ukrainians that, you know, obviously from the Holodomor, which was like a fucking horrible genocide, and Stalin was a fucking idiot. And I'm not in any way supporting fucking Russia or the past fucking Russia communism, because that shit is just as fucking bad as neo-Nazism. In fact, I see it as worse because they killed more fucking people. But yet, it's okay to fucking, you know, use the neo-Nazi fucking slang out there to anybody fucking write them now. You know, that's what pisses me off. And what pisses me off is the fact that the mainstream media has gone on this big fucking righteous crusade about everyone's a white supremacist, white nationalist, neo-Nazi, when they're the ones fucking funding the Ukraine fucking government. Like, you want to talk about some dirty fucking dealings going on with some proxy fucking wars? Look no further than the fucking Ukraine, man. Like, both sides of fucking of right and left have been done some real fucking shady shit in Ukraine. Using the fucking IMF, using the fucking Newland and her little fucking, like, leak call where they're, like, playing, who's the complicated electron in this, and they're, like, just talking about how they're gonna install a puppet fucking government. So, I mean, like, don't try to go out there and be like, oh, everyone's a fucking neo-Nazi right now, when fucking Obama was, like, you know, and, like, even fucking, even McCain and Lindsey Graham, he's the senator, and he likes to go over with McCain, and they like to talk to and give missiles and money to them poor moderate jihadis. Like, come fucking on, man. There were both sides. The neocons, fucking Obama was funding it, had his fucking dirty hands in Ukraine. I mean, like, do not fucking come out with this moral high ground bullshit talking about how Trump is bad because he, like, he was talking to, sent somebody to go talk to fucking Russia or whatnot with Flynn or whatnot. I mean, that was his fucking job as an ambassador, for Christ's sakes. It pisses me off. And it really does. And, I just can't believe how much bullshit the mainstream media is trying to spin this now. Being, oh no, look, there might have been some obstruction, but they didn't want to prosecute Trump because he was the devil. Bullshit! If they had fucking real fucking evidence against Trump, they would have prosecuted his ass fucking months ago. This is the biggest fucking screw you political fucking debacle ever. Like, one-sided fucking, like, what, Hillary Clinton? Every fucking thing she did when she was the fucking head of the fucking Department of Defense was above top secret or classified. She fucking scrubbed her computer with a fucking bleach bit and like had a private fucking server, and then here they are trying to give fucking not Jared Kushner, I think like Trump Jr. shit for using WhatsApp. Like, fuck off, lady. Like, she is saying that he needs to be fucking prosecuted when she has done the exact fucking opposite, or exact same thing, like 10 times fucking worse. And I just cannot believe that shit. I mean, like, she should be in jail, the Clintons, for what they did to Haiti. Like, they ripped off billions of fucking dollars. And the Haitian people fucking hate them. When you say the name the Clintons there, people get pretty pissed off. And she's not in jail. How? I mean, what about the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop? How come we never heard about what happened there? Or whether or not it had some implications in some child sex trafficking rings, which some New York cops came out and said that there was. Oh, no, nothing about that. Can't talk about that shit. Can't talk about the fact that Seth Rich, might have been the one that was most likely that actually fucking released the WikiLeaks, because they had William Binney saying that you can't get the information at the rate that they got from an overseas connection. It was a direct fucking data transfer, and they tried many different times to recreate the data dump, the stealing of these WikiLeaks files, which is the reason why I think Assange should be fucking freed, because it just so happens that Seth Rich gets fucking killed, and it's a robbery, even though they never took fucking shit from him. And then Debbie Wasserman Schultz is like freaking out from the DC cops trying to get the laptop back and all that information. Oh, God forbid it actually had some incriminating evidence in there, huh? It was all like, it was all encrypted anyway, so I guess the police couldn't figure out what was in there. And then sure enough, another guy who's just trying to investigate what's going on with Seth Rich ends up almost getting killed by the fucking a guy from the Department of Energy. For trying to because he's getting too close to the truth for fucking Seth Rich. I mean, just fucking look it up. The guy investigating Seth Rich almost got fucking assassinated. And they have all these people that testify against the Clintons that end up fucking dead, just happen, or might have any kind of, like, dirt on them, just happens to fucking go, like I had one lady whose fucking car exploded. How the fuck are we supposed to, like listen? And like, what pisses me off? And they always try to do these things in, like, English and stuff like that. Like, I'm helping my mom out and she's doing English, and they have this, like, thing about trusted sources. Like, how the fuck do they have any credibility whatsoever at this point? After a 2-year fucking conspiracy theory, and now they're trying to find whatever little crumb. Oh, they could have gotten him on a little bit of destruction because he said he didn't like that. Of course they're gonna fucking defame him. This is the Mueller fucking investigation. They went, like, they spent, like, what, like, for each page of that report, it's what, 60 some odd thousand fucking dollars that cost the taxpayers, for the biggest fucking political witch hunt in modern history. That's ridiculous. I mean, how is people not in the fucking up in arms being like, how did we let this shit happen? And who are the ones that illegally spied? And they had fucking Brennan, they had fucking Clapper on CNN, because they know that this report's coming out, and they know the details, or some of the details are going to be redacted, but some of the stuff may actually, implicate how they illegally fucking spied on Trump and everyone in his administration. And yet they come out and say, oh, well, it was not our fault that we lied to the people. It was Obama that told us. And so they straight out on fucking CNN admit that Obama's the one that directed everyone to fucking spy on Trump illegally without any fucking evidence, without any kind of fucking real reason for, without these, like, rubber-stamped fucking kangaroo fucking FISA courts so the judges completely okay everything. It pisses me fucking off. And I hope that fucking Trump turns around and starts prosecuting these fucking pricks for what they fucking deserve. They just had one of the assistants from the White House that ended up, Greg Craig or whatnot, fucking, he's getting indicted. I hope fucking Lisa Page and Peter Strzok get fucking indicted. I thought it was pretty fucking funny seeing Rosenstein on the right-hand side of him, sitting there like, with his little fucking gremlin ears, like, no, don't say anything. Don't talk about Lisa Page or Peter Strzok. Not so fucking smart and, like, smart ass as he was testifying up in Congress when he was like, I am the great Rod Rosenstein. Sounds like fucking, like, he looks like he sounds like fucking Kazoo from the Flintstones. But he doesn't, but he should. He's just that fucking gremly, like some weird fucking gremlin spacey alien with fucking pointed ears. He's the one who was just as fucking complacent as Peter Strzok. Like, they were reporting to him. He fucking knew what was going on. And this is the biggest political fucking witch hunt in history. That pisses me off so much. How about the fact that they're trying to be like, oh, Trump was like, obstructing possible Mueller investigations and shit like that. How about the fact that they had fucking what was the name of that lady where they met on the fucking tarmac where she was talking to Loretta Lynch was talking to, she just happened to go onto like the tarmac and meet up with Bill Clinton, and oh no, they were just talking about family stuff and stuff completely unrelated to the email scandal of Hillary Clinton. Like, you want to talk about obstruction? That's fucking obstruction right there. Like, he goes in, talks to her when she's investigating them, like him and his wife, and it just so happens that they drop the charges and they don't go into it. How about Comey lying multiple times in front of fucking Congress? Now, how about James Clapper for fucking lying? Not only did he lie about fucking spying, but he comes out and be like, oh, that guy, he was so mean. He full well knew that we were spying on American people, but he asked me that mean question. And now he's a fucking correspondent for CNN? Like, fuck off, man. That's like Donna Brazile getting hired for fucking Fox. I mean, like, here she is, the same bitch that fucking gave fake, like, the fucking questions before the debate to fucking Hillary Clinton. So she was all really knowledgeable and shit. She still fucking lost the... and then some people will say, oh, well, I think it was like one out of the three debates, she won one of them, or two of them, some, who are diehard Hillary fans. Well, no, she lost all of them, because she knew what the fucking questions were beforehand. That is fucking cheating, and by that, automatic disqualification. And that whole, because you'd be in jail remark from Trump is what won it from fucking a lot of people in the States who I keep talking to. So, I mean, you know what? For the people out there, keep on rocking in the free fucking world. For the Americans out there who are Trump supporters, or heck, even if you're libertarian, non-interventionist, I mean, heck, I'm a fan of Trump. I would, like, if we had a Trump here in Canada, I'd vote for him in a fucking heartbeat. But, I mean, we've got Maxime Bernier. He doesn't have much of a chance because populism up here in Canada, you almost can't have it. Because, like, at least they had Fox News in the States, and even Fox News is going completely lefty now. They had Bernie Sanders on there asking them, like, softball fucking questions and shit like that. This is a guy that fucking, like, was a communist back in the 80s. Like, in 86, like, the year I was born, he's over there having fucking drunk little like commie fucking fests over there. He had his honeymoon over in communist Russia. What did he do for his honeymoon night? Go over and start go into some cells and start fucking killing some Christians? Oh, Comrade, you're so funny the way you beat in their heads. Now he wants you to pay more. Oh, you gotta pay more money. Oh, I'm Bernie Sanders. I have tons of millions of dollars, and I don't want to pay more taxes, but I want you to pay more taxes. Fucking dumbass. Anybody who thinks that fucking socialism or democratic socialism is good for you is a fucking retard. I mean, what are you just trying to like how, like, the U.S. economy is already not doing so well. I mean, like, it's done good under Trump. I mean, like, it went up under the you know, the first few months, the first couple years, actually. But, I mean, they kept raising rates to the point where it was getting a lot of stress. And it didn't help that the U.S. was spending more and more money. And the U.S. spending is definitely something that needs to definitely decrease. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of got to the point where the economy, you know, like, when Trump's put so much behind that economy, they could easily crash it and it'll look really bad on him. That's going to be one of the reasons why he might actually lose if anything like that does happen, if they try to pull any of that crap on there. But sure enough, they decided to slow down on the rates because they knew that they would have raised them any more. What was it, 8 times? It was under, what, like 4 times under Obama? And, you know, Obama was in how many times more years than Trump? I mean, that just goes to show you right there how just dubious these like New World Order money market fucking wizards are the ones that are talking about. And then like anybody who considers AOC or any of these democratic fucking what possible nominees, they're all like completely for war against Russia. They're all like hating on Assange for fucking, you know, doing his job as a journalist. And you know, like, here they are talking about how, oh my god, how could the Russia WikiLeaks Assange take all this like, leak all this stuff, and instead of, like, actually, like, hey, let's look at what was in these emails that got leaked. No, it's just the fact that they leaked it. It was what makes him, you know, Russian enemy number 1. You know, it's like, fuck off. You know, here they are. Anybody who hasn't looked into the Podesta emails, there's some weird fucking shit in there, man. You know, we have like a 7, 8, 9-year-old in the fucking pool for your fucking entertainment and weird shit like that. There's even like, as a joke, I'm like, hey, I wonder if I put Moloch on here, if there's going to be any references. And there's like a weird offshoot reference to like, oh yes, I will sacrifice a chicken in the name of Moloch. And I'm like, how the fuck is that an inside Democratic? Like, are they joking? Because when they're talking about spirit cooking and like other shit like that in the Podesta emails, and like they found a checkered handkerchief. It seems to be pizza related, or like $62,000 worth of fucking hot dogs when the White House prepares everything, like the meals there. You know, so it's kind of weird shit talking about there. You know, how the Podestas look like Tony and John Podesta almost match the exact description of the two people that kidnapped Madeleine McCann. So McCann, or I don't know how I think it's McCain. You spell it without the. But yeah, it's really messed up, man. There's some weird shit to that, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some truth to it. I mean, if you look at Laura Silsby and how she got pardoned by the Clintons and how she got caught trafficking a bunch of fucking Haitians. You know, the Haitians that the Clintons were supposed to be helping out and giving money to? No, it just so happens that there'd be a little bit of child trafficking there. And, you know, like Breitbart, before he died, you know, came out and said, I don't know how the Podestas are fucking in jail for being, you know, some of the biggest child traffickers and fucking predators in the fucking planet. You know, you look at the just like the Epstein connection to Bill Clinton. And, of course, there's a bit of an Epstein and NXIVM connection to, like, Roger Stone and Trump, too. But when you're in those circles and you know a lot of people, I mean, it's you know, it's you happen to run in those circles. And definitely one thing from the defense of Roger Stone is that it doesn't look like he's actually really connected to anything deep in the NXIVM. There's actually a lot more Clinton connections, you know, people, business affiliates and stuff like that, with the NXIVM and with Epstein. I mean, Clinton was on the Lolita Express, like, what, 26, 27 different times? I mean, you know, like, compared to, like, the couple times that apparently that they were able to for sure confirm that Trump knew Epstein, it's really not comparable when you're looking at the amount of times that Bill Clinton was actually going to like these Lolita Express parties on islands and stuff like that. He was a regular customer. Same thing with Kevin Spacey and all those other wonderful fucking sex addicts and fucking perverts and degenerates of Hollywood. And so, sure enough, here we go into this whole fucking thing of the mainstream media making into like, trying to indict Trump in the court of public opinion after they went through like everything with a fine-tooth comb. How they went after like, not even like people who were involved in the Trump administration while they were on the campaign. They're going after people like 10, 20, like decades prior before they even considered being on the Trump campaign. Like, it's crazy how they tried to flip Manafort, and all these people, they end up trying to be like, okay, well, we got you, we're going to indict you, we're going to throw the book at you. Stuff like process crimes that anybody else would have probably only gotten, like, a couple of months or up to, like, maybe a couple years. Like, here they are trying to fucking throw people in jail for, like, 6 fucking years or more. They're trying to put fucking Roger Stone in jail for the rest of his life for fucking absolutely bullshit. It pisses me off. Or they're trying to, like, charge Assange with fucking treason when he's not even an American citizen. They're going through all these bullshit fucking terrorism charges and crap like that they're trying to dredge up. They're even trying to re-dredge up the rape fucking thing, which is just total bullshit because, I guess he gave some chicks some STDs or some shit like that, but it wasn't rape. It was fucking consensual. They knew what they were fucking doing. So, I mean, kind of on your own fucking fault there, honey, for, I'm going to go sleep with Mendex the Great. Oh, Mendex. Oh, we love you, Assange. I mean, hey, guy was getting pussy left, right, and center. How many hackers can say that they actually manage to get famous enough that they're getting pussy all the time? I mean, the guy was a fucking genius. Can't really say anything bad about him there. I mean, he definitely, released some stuff that was damning for the U.S. military, but that was stuff that the people needed to know that was being war crimes that were being conducted in their fucking name. That collateral murder shit was fucked up where they're blowing up fucking, ambulances trying to, get the fucking, like, actual reporters from Reuters and shit like that. Like, they have cameras and they're out there and they're fucking shooting them from, like, ridiculous, like a kilometer or a mile fucking away from these giant gunships with 50 fucking cal rifles and shit like that. And, 50 cal bullets and shit. It's just crazy, and I mean, you're never going to get any justice for Benghazi and the stand down there. What pisses me off about the media is that they just take one side of things, or they say, oh, all the negative stuff that we can get Trump. Like, CNN booked an entire, I was looking on the TV thing, it's CNN Mueller Report Special, CNN Mueller Report Special, all fucking day. And of course they're going to find everything there. They're sitting around in their nice big fucking little circle jerk table where they got Blitzer and they got fucking Carly Fiorina and all those fucking little cunts in the fucking, all the little shit eaters of the fucking mainstream media. And they're sitting there saying, well, this doesn't prove anything. And you got Boris in it. Like, if they had anything on them, they would have fucking prosecuted him. They would have gone after Trump a fucking long time ago. And so this is bullshit. And meanwhile, in the last, the last year of Obama's fucking presidency, or was it like, no, before the second time he got reelected, he was caught on a camera with Russian diplomats being like, oh, tell Putin that, once this is my last election, so after that, then I'll be able to talk to him more, and we'll be able to do more stuff. And it's like, how is that not Russian collusion? Like he said on the hot mic, if Trump said that at any given time, like, they would have freaked out. In fact, they were trying. Like, imagine how they did that whole thing with The View, with Joy Behar. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, I just got a little thing in from my producer, and it said that Flynn has agreed to testify against Trump because of the Russian collusions. Yay! Our country's doomed! And everyone's all fucking freaking out. Oh my God! All these little hens that are sitting around me like, whoa! Little fucking hens sitting on their little fucking asses. You know, and they're like all fucking happy that the, you know, like, oh, no, according, even if that was true, it's like, okay, well then your president is a Russian fucking agent. Why are you so fucking happy about that? But obviously there's no evidence to support that. And I mean, this is what pisses me off, is that it's up to the prosecutor, especially in the States, to provide the fucking evidence to go after somebody. Like, they can indict a ham sandwich. They can charge you for the most bullshit fucking process crimes ever. And they're, using the fact that Trump didn't want to fucking testify as one of those little 10 fucking bullet points that they're talking about? Well, go figure. They got fucking Roger Stone on, like, a process, like, because he remembered being somewhere else, and he said, oh, no, I was somewhere else. Like, when you have, when you're going all over the place, like, it's kind of hard for you to be able to, like, remember everything you fucking did that one day. Like, 3, 4, even 6, 7 years ago, the later back, the harder it is, right? And so they get you on one more process. Oh, well, you said you were here eating at this thing, but we have through your records. It looks like you were in this town, and you had the crab bisque for dinner when you said that you had oysters. And are you lying to us? Are you trying to hide something there, son? Like, fuck off, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Especially when they were spying on Trump before he even got elected, before he even decided to run. You think that if there was any Russian collusion in that time, they would have had it on tape and they would have already, blew the fact on him. Like, they illegally, everybody that he had in there, and this is one of the things when people like criticize Trump and say, oh, well, his whole administration is like The Apprentice. Well, the people who he thought were going to work with him all started illegally fucking leaking everything and even making up shit. Like that fucking Omarosa bitch and a couple other chicks. You know, like they're making up shit trying to get him out of fucking office to make them look good for their fucking careers and shit. Like, total fucking bullshit. It's probably like, oh, well, he's going to be out anyways because the public doesn't like him, the Democrats don't like him, and the intelligence agencies don't like him. We're gonna get him out because Trump is so evil. We're gonna further our career because we're little fucking leech parasites that need to fucking sell everything to the American people and make money. Fucking bullshit. Oh, it pisses me off so much, man. And I mean, if any of this shit happened to fucking Obama, the mainstream media would have fucking defended his ass, fucking backed him up all fucking the time, 110%. Like this whole bullshit against Saudi Arabia. You know what? I don't agree with the fucking war between Saudi Arabia and Yemen, and I definitely don't think that the fucking U.S. should be backing the fucking Saudis. But, let's be honest, the U.S. fucking petrodollar is what runs that fucking country, so economically, especially after Trump made a deal with the Saudis to fucking, slow down on the fucking extremist fucking bullshit and work with us, they did an arms deal that obviously is benefiting the Saudi people, and the shit's being used against the Yemenis, and it's sad. As somebody who's a libertarian-leaning non-interventionist, I definitely believe that we shouldn't be, that there shouldn't be that kind of bullshit going on. Like, we should, that's what pisses me off with the UN. The UN should be doing their fucking jobs in mediating this bullshit, but they don't. They sit back and they're like, oh, there's nothing we can do. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, let's put Saudi Arabia on the Women's Rights Council. Let's put Saudi Arabia on the Human Rights Council, because that's definitely gonna fucking make us look credible on the world fucking stage. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, I mean, that's just retarded. Just goes to show you how useless the fucking UN is. It's a fucking fart in the wind when it comes to actually doing shit in the world. And what pisses me off is, I understand that people are going to be against Trump for the whole interventionism. But, what pisses me off is that when, Obama did it, it was, oh, democracy. We're spreading democracy. Oh, those poor humanitarians. Oh, those poor Libyans. They don't have democracy. We have to go kill Gaddafi and make it into a total fucking slave block fucking hellhole. Libya right now, they are having a fucking civil war because of the wonderful fucking interventionism, humanitarian, even everyone in the West. Was saying, oh, humanitarian bombing for Libya. We need to get rid of Gaddafi. And then they all fucking support Al-Qaeda and Boko Haram and all these fucking terrorist groups to fucking take them out. When it was one of the best living conditions, and he kept a lot of the shit from going into Europe. He kept the country stable enough. And yeah, Gaddafi did some fucking horrible things, and the north and south of and like the east and west parts of Libya, all had different factions that, were not too friendly with each other. Like Gaddafi almost got assassinated when he went down to south, like 15, 20 years ago or some shit like that. And so obviously he had his little, places where he kept his guards and he kept order. But I mean, it stopped Boko Haram, it stopped Al-Qaeda, it stopped a lot of religious militant groups from gaining power and, taking over. Because once they do, they start fucking selling people on fucking slavery. They're chopping off fucking black dudes' dicks and balls because of fucking the whole, being a slave so that they don't have to worry about them, like having sex with their wives and shit like that. Like, it's some fucked up shit. And in Nigeria, man, there's all kinds of Christians that are being killed by Muslims and stuff, like all over fucking Africa and shit. It's just exploding into this fucking hellhole. And then you got South Africa that's turned completely racist towards whites. And, like, if you say anything about that, then, you're just some white supremacist thing. And there's no white genocide going on in South Africa. It's a wonderful nation where everyone is hunky-dory and fucking dancing in circles around a fire with hands in hands singing Kumbaya fucking ya. That is not the fucking real reality of things and the situation of shit. And by God, I'm going to fucking call it out. And another thing that pisses me off. How the fuck, after half an hour to an hour of the Notre Dame fucking cathedral going up in flames, they say, oh no, there's no arson here. It was just an accident. Whatever happened to having fire inspectors go and check the fucking evidence to find out if there were any accelerants whatsoever, and then make their fucking declaring? Where's the news? Why is it Lou Dobbs that has to come out and be the one on Fox News when, after Shepard Smith and fucking Michael Caputo, goes out, oh no, we're not going to have any speculations here. No, 875 attacks on different churches just in the fucking year of 2018? Oh no, we can't bring that up. That'll just be racist. Like, fuck off, man. Put two and two together. I'm sorry, but you have to, like, hey, you know what? It may well be an accident. I mean, I'm an agnostic. I don't have a fight in this game. Aside from the fact that I think it's sad that a beautiful fucking piece of architecture and culture has been destroyed. And I mean, the fact that it really did piss off a lot of French people because they're really religious. That's a huge part of their historical, 850 some odd year old or 900-year-old church, or I mean, like, that's. Especially when they use the architecture and the stonemasons back in the day all had stuff where they might not even be able to recreate with even with our modern technology. And that's sad, especially with some of the, I guess they managed to save some of the stained glasses and stuff like that. And I mean, they're going to be rebuilding a bunch of stuff. And I think it's really cool how a lot of people, they raised $1 billion within a day or two of the fire. And I think that's amazing. It's great to see people come together and be like, hey, this is a part of our art, our heritage, our French culture and identity. Let's put this money towards it. And then what pisses me off is the fact that they had all these fucking terrorists and fucking, atheists and stuff like that come out and start laughing at it as if it's oh, that's so hilarious. And then you got the news saying, oh no, it's just, oh, look at all these white supremacists that are talking about these people that are celebrating the fucking burning of the cathedral. And it's no, there's obviously, all you have to do is look at, I went on the RT feeds, I went on to the Al Jazeera live feeds, all these different mainstream media outlets were all covering it live stream on YouTube and different sources that you can go look on, and all it was Christians versus Muslims, and Christians getting all pissed off and saying shit about the Muslims, and fucking Muslims saying, oh, it was wonderful how the fucking shit got burned down, and all this other crap about interventionism and colonialism and all this other crap and stuff like that. It was going back and forth. And it's definitely, if not, it's going to be something that polarizes people. And that's sad because, I mean, you don't want to see fucking people get fucking, it's bad enough in the race relations in France right now. And nobody wants to see that turn into, full out fucking warfare, civil war between, ethnicities. But unfortunately, when you bring in a large fucking population, a mass migration, to replace the, when you have a native population that doesn't have the time for them to integrate, that doesn't, where there's a conflict of interests and there's a cultural division and there's no integration, then you're going to have shit that happens like this, Especially when you have a very militant fucking ideology like Islam. I mean, a lot of Christians aren't going out there and fucking blowing shit up and fucking, you might get the occasional fundamentalist, and you're probably going to get a little bit more now that are going to go after the mosque. I mean, apparently, when the Notre Dame cathedral was on fire, I guess either someone set a fire or there was a fire in the in one of the, I think the third biggest mosque in Jerusalem, and that's not cool. You don't want to see people fucking burning each other's religious structures. I mean, I wouldn't even want, like the dome, like the main thing that they have in Jerusalem to go out on fire or anything like that, because, it's a beautiful piece. Like, the building isn't evil. It's an inanimate object, and if it has like a lot of artistic value to it and cultural value to it, then we shouldn't fucking burn it. That's just common sense. I don't want to see anyone's religious symbols being destroyed. I think everyone has that right to be able to worship whatever religion they believe in. The thing that I disagree is when you start bringing that whole mixing church and state into thing, or bringing in another type of law that supersedes, Western democratic values. Like Sharia law has no place in Western society, because you gotta keep them separated. I believe in keeping church and state separate. I mean, obviously a lot of our laws have basic fundamentals in Abrahamic kind of religion and law that way, and also like some of the Code of Hammurabi and stuff like that, in different religions. And it's definitely, advanced over the years. And so I think we need to stick with the basic laws, that keep everyone, that doesn't, value women less because of religious scripture, or, doesn't execute fucking people for being gay and shit like that. Like, I wouldn't want my fucking brother being fucking killed because he's a homosexual. That's not fucking cool. I wouldn't want these kind of bullshit fucking laws where, they want people to, or people are worth less than other people. I believe in equality. I believe in, everybody, has the right to believe in what they want to believe in, but they don't have the right to push it on you, and they don't have the right to fucking subjugate you to whatever kind of fundamental bullshit they come up with, Not cool with me. So, I mean, it's pretty sad. But hey, I mean, there's a lot of Christians out there, and I completely support, Christianity, some of the people who I've met, the best people that I've met on my road, of traveling and stuff like that, we're down to earth, super nice Christian people that would help you in any kind of way, shape or form, or you could help them out, and they would be like super grateful for it. Those are the kind of people you want to be around. And I've also met people who are Muslims who are really fucking cool. I mean, when I traveled out to BC and stuff like that, like, I met all kinds of people from different faiths and even like new age religions and stuff where they just kind of took mushrooms and worship flowers and shit. I mean, kind of weird, not my thing, but hey, more power to you. They're not hurting anybody. They're people that just want to play hacky sack and, shoot the shit and have a good time, Nothing wrong with that. And so I just don't want to say why we can't all get along, but this whole bullshit thing about, another guy in like New York City that tried to burn down St. Patrick's Cathedral. Like, this is something we do not need. Around Easter or Ramadan, there's always like this fucking terrorism shit that goes on, and it's just stupid. But I mean, what's going on with the whole Trump thing, and getting back to that, it really blows my mind just how they're trying to nitpick at like stuff that there's absolutely no evidence for, and trying to use that as like to go after Trump. It's ridiculous. The media just, if the media would have just been like at the very first, like, this is how the mainstream media could have at least kept some credibility, and it wouldn't be at the shit show that it is now. And I've said this many different videos beforehand. After Trump won, they should have been like, okay, our polls were wrong, we screwed up, we're still the mainstream media, we value the objectivity, we value at least some semblance of professionalism. So they should have at least gone after Trump for the stupid things he did and praised him for the good things he did. Instead of saying, okay, Trump's in power, how do we get him out now? Oh, Russian collusion. Yeah, Russians. That's what it is. The old Ruskies. Yeah. There's like all these like fucking 80-year-old guys that like think that the Cold War means what it is now, what it meant back then. And the thing is, a lot of people see through it. They knew that the Cold War fucking ended, but yet here we are, Cold War 2.0, and for some reason, the mainstream media kept fucking hammering and hammering. Stop the hammering! Who's gonna hammering? Just that hammering. The fucking mainstream media fucking trying to brainwash people, and some people fell for it. I mean, just look at all the people that loved MSNBC or Rachel Maddow or fucking Cuomo and all the CNN ratings, and as soon as it came out that this Russian collusion was bullshit, it fucking tanked because people were like, oh, this is bullshit. They're like, no, not yet. Let's wait for the Mueller report, because that report was done by Mueller, and he's one of us. He loves the Clintons. He will be the one that destroys the Trumpster. The Trumpster. This is fucking ridiculous, man. It really is. And instead of them trying to demonize him for when he threw a hat up to some kid, and they're like, look at Trump, he threw this kid's hat away by like fucking screwing the fucking thing up, but he just threw it back to the kid. He just threw it in a really high arc thing. It was absolutely a non-story. Or Trump just removed the Martin Luther King bust from the White House. The entire White House. Yes, the bust is gone. Replaced by a white alabaster marble like fucking what, like thing of Hitler. Like, you might as well have just replaced it with that. Completely fake fucking news. But they turned it into the biggest thing, as if he was intentionally being a white supremacist and getting rid of the bus, when it was just like in like somebody was in like the middle of it so they couldn't see it properly, and it was still there, didn't get moved. Or how about when Trump tried to feed fucking the koi fish or the goldfish or whatever in Japan, and they're like, look at Trump, he just took that fish food thing and just dumped it all in there. Just being, Abe was just like, what is this guy? Holy crap. Oh, this is horrible for relations. Well, it was bullshit. Like, if you see the full clip in context, you see they're out there, Abe goes, he jumps a little bit of fish food, and the fish start coming, and then, Trump comes up, he dumps a little bit of fish in there, and then, Abe sees the fish, and so he just dumps all of the rest of it out, and then Trump goes in, he dumps the rest of it out, but then they take, oh, look at Trump! They just show him dumping the rest of it out, as if he's just, like, some ignorant, evil guy who likes to kill fish by overfeeding them. Like, these are just, like, one of the many hundreds of examples of fucking bullshit reporting by the MSM. And the fact that they couldn't possibly be honest at all. And anybody who watches, like, mainstream media usually falls for it. But a lot of people started watching the alternative media, and the alternative media, they've never started any fucking wars. They never fucking started the Iraq War. They never started the Afghanistan War. The mainstream media is the ones that fucking start wars. They're the ones that fucking, at least back in the day when they were showing the toll of Vietnam, they were showing the deaths, they were showing the gruesome images. Now, we don't even, it's just, all these, like, what's going on in Syria? Well, we don't know, but these white helmet guys, they look legit. Like, come on! After they've been proven many different times where they were staging stuff, but yet they happen to win the awards at the Grammys, but the Oscars or some shit like that for best documentary a few years back. And then the guy who's supposed to come in to like accept the award is like a fucking terrorist, like on the no fucking entrance into the United States fucking list, like. Oh no, let's not say anything about that. Let's not call out the white helmets for, being seen with like Al-Qaeda elements in fucking Syria and shit like that, or staging all kinds of these chemical gas attacks, or how they're trying to blame it on Assad when the Free Syrian Army is showing videos of them gassing fucking villages and being like, Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Let them die from the poison gas! Like, and they're trying to say it's all Assad. Like, fuck off, man. Like, so bullshit. And, so, obviously I've been going on my rant again, and it's almost an hour into this, but I just cannot believe the just disingenuous bullshit of the mainstream media. Why not just, like, have the breaking news, okay, no collusion found, but no, it's like, oh, these 10 different points where they thought they were going to go after Trump, but they had no evidence whatsoever. Oh, yes, that's obstruction, even though the fucking Trump has, like, every fucking, like, every authority in his power that he could have done a lot more shit to shut down the fucking Mueller investigation. And I'm sorry, but the mainstream media is trying to play off like Mueller didn't have a conflict of interest when this guy has, like, been the fucking ass boy, you know, wiping up all the fucking shit Hillary and I'll just go over here, Bill, and I'll just wipe your ass too. Yeah, I love wiping up and cleaning up after all your fucking war crimes and fucking, you know, pedophilia shit like that. Oh no, we're just gonna clean it all up for you there because we're so wonderful. Fucking Mueller. Oh my god, and Rod Rosenstein, that little fucking gremlin sitting behind Barr. Oh my god. But did he ever look like his job fucking depended on this fucking Mueller report? And it probably fucking did. It's ridiculous how they went after him with illegal spying. This is the biggest political witch hunt in history, and the mainstream media won't focus on it. They won't admit that they're wrong. They're going, oh, look, we're even right now because something that somebody thought that was going to go on that we couldn't corroborate or prosecute. This is the reason why Trump is evil. And it has absolutely nothing to do with collusion. But, oh, my God, he tried to shut that thing down. Oh, no. And, I mean, like, of course he was pissed off when Jeff Sessions recused himself. Like, that was the reason why he was supposed to be fucking put in there anyways, is go after the fucking illegal crimes. And all these fucking people in the intelligence agencies and stuff like that, Brennan and Clapper, after coming out and admitting that they were fucking known liars, they get hired by CNN. And I see them on CTV and Global and CBC up here in Canada because they're trusted correspondents. Yes, we're going to put them on Canadian television, see? And none of the Canadians are going to know who these fucking ass fucks are. So they're going to be all like, oh, he used to be a former head of the intelligence agency. So he must know what's going on about Trump. Yes, everything is bad. Yes, they are completely reliable because nobody in an intelligence agency would ever say anything bad about, you know, like, would ever, like, you know, be partisan for any of that shit, you know. They have, like, what was that, what's the guy's name? He was, like, one of the old CNN, or not CNN, but, like, 60 Minutes, they had, like, him on there, he's, like, talking about how, like, oh, Trump is an unalloyed racist. And saying that about Alex Jones and shit like that. Like, come on, man. Anybody who actually watches Alex Jones knows that he's not a racist. He's, you know, he wants everyone to be fucking successful, and he has all kinds of people from all walks of life on. And it's just ridiculous how they're trying to just brand all this, like, alternative media as everyone who has a disagreement with us, we are the mainstream media. They are alt-right. You see, they're neo-Nazis. They love the neo-Nazis, which is total bullshit, because the neo-Nazis all got fucking taken out for the most part. Richard Spencer, you know, maybe like, what, 7,000 people in the States that may be fucking neo-Nazis? You know, I mean, the media is pretty much, like, you know, turned everyone in, you know, like, that doesn't agree with them into neo-Nazis, so I'm sure there's probably a lot more people who are like, well, fine, fuck it then, call me that. I don't agree with it, I'm not that, but okay, you need your fucking, you know, evil fucking scapegoat. And they have, like, people here up in Canada, and it's like people who are like saying, I don't feel safe in white spaces. Oh, the white people. Oh, those white Canadians. Oh, they love the hockey. Oh no, they're gonna throw beer on us and beat us with hockey sticks. Those little mini hockey sticks that they play with the kids. Like, fuck off. Like, this is Canada. As long as you like hockey, man, it don't care what fucking color you are welcome. Especially if you're going to, like, a team or whatnot. Up here, they have, like, this thing in Winnipeg where they have this whiteout thing where it's, like, they all wear, like, the white, like, I guess the home version, or the home version, or the away version, I don't know. I think they switched it over now, so there's, like, different teams, they have different colors and stuff like that, and because they have, like, a celebration once a year, it's, like, they have these, like, group of, like, this googly-eyed, cross-eyed cunt who, like, I don't feel safe around white people, especially white Canadians. We're, like, the most accepting people ever. Especially if, like, you're going there to support the same team that everyone else supports, then you're one of them. You're practically family. That's how hockey is in this country. I mean, I don't follow it because I think politics is definitely something more of a priority in the way that this fucking world's going. I really don't give a shit about what somebody's fucking, like, positive and minus score is on the times that they're on the ice for the entire season. I could give a shit about that. But it's still something that's ridiculous how they're trying to make it into a racist thing. And the most, like, accepting fucking country, like, Canada has always been multicultural, always taken in, like, immigrants and shit like that, but, obviously when we're taking in way more, when we don't have an expanding economy to be able to compensate for it, and we're putting this fucking minimum wage bullshit, which is actually hurting the economy in the long run, and hurting a lot of fucking people's ability to go out, and it's increasing the prices, and they're throwing on the carbon tax. It was $1.71 a fucking liter out in BC in certain parts for gas because of this carbon tax. And we already have the fuel tax, which is already included with carbon tax on there. So we're getting, like, just screwed over multiple times here with this stupid carbon tax bullshit. And I really do think that with Jason Kenney winning in Alberta and just how negative the whole attack was from the NDP trying to call everyone racist in Canada, in Alberta and stuff like that, and anybody who supports them. And then you have Justin Trudeau trying to call the Conservatives Islamophobic and crap like that. I think that's going to backfire because a lot of people know that, that enough's enough. A lot of people see Justin Trudeau as the soy boy that he is, and I think a lot of people are going to be voting differently in the federal election coming up here. Obviously, myself, I see the Conservatives and the Liberals as the left and right wing of the same neo-lib-con bird, because they're really not that different. They're both very authoritarian, and that's what pisses me off. And they're both complete globalists. They love the UN agendas. They think that climate change is something that only Canada can save by overtaxing the Canadians, because God forbid, even though we only contribute to 0.2 or 0.02% of all the carbon in the fucking planet, our wonderful, we're gonna take away those plastic bags, we're gonna get rid of those plastic straws, and we're gonna save the world. We're gonna make those whales, we're gonna give them encouragement classes so they can feel better about themselves. Like, come on, for fuck's sakes. I'm so sick and tired of Canadian fucking pandering to the fucking environmental fucking, the Tides Foundations. Like, fuck those people. Now, it pisses me off. It really does. It's just the fact that China and India get away with, like, just fucking polluting. Japan's dumping shit in the fucking ocean. They're most like, oh, we are so efficient. We are so good. We dump our crap into the ocean. Or, like, different nations along, like, like, everything from, like, the Philippines, that whole Asia-Pacific region, all that, they dump a lot of shit into the ocean, and yet we're the ones that have to pay, and they don't have to pay, or at least they don't have to pay, like, an equal amount, or at least an amount that is indicative for the amount that they're polluting. No, they get off scot-free. In fact, they're making some refrigerant gas up until, like, it just got pushed from 2020 to 2025. That is, like, 100 times more of a pollutant and kills the fucking atmosphere more than anything that carbon dioxide or the shit that we're producing over here in Canada does. And yet there's no demonization in the media about them. No pressure for them to do anything, because China doesn't give a shit about the environment. And any kind of little bit where they do in the media be like, oh, well, we put coal scrubbers on 2 of our plants, but they're making 10 more plants without coal scrubbers. And Shanghai and different parts of China, you can almost cut the air with a knife because it's so thick with fog. But we're not going to say anything about them in the UN. Oh no, we can't say anything about that because, God forbid, we can't piss off the Chinese communist overlords. They're the ones who are going to be doing the production for the New World Order. That's the reason why we use NAFTA. That's the reason why all these wonderful and intelligent Western leaders for the past 30 years have purposely destroyed the manufacturing sector of all their fucking countries so that they can use the cheap production costs and devaluation of their fucking currency in China as our new fucking overlords. The same ones that are putting in these little social fucking credit scores that are controlling their people and making it so it's a fucking living hell. How about the fact that they have concentration camps in China for fucking Muslim Uyghurs or whatnot. Or like for anybody, like, okay, for example, let's say you're a lazy fucker. Like, you know, here in North America, you can, or in Western cultures, you can be lazy, you can get disabled, you can, like, work a little bit and then, you know, be on some sort of social net of government assistance. Well, that shit don't happen in fucking China. And government assistance is you getting your ass put in a fucking work camp. And if you can't work in that work camp, you get fucking executed. And if you're healthy, you'll get your fucking organs harvested to pay for the fact that they put you in this fucking concentration camp in the first place, and that they're making their money off the state from you. You just happen to fucking disappear. Or your score just happens to get so low that your friends and family fucking disown you because they're afraid that their fucking social credit score is gonna fucking drop because they happen to know you or make your acquaintance. How fucked up is that? And you have these tech giants now that are trying to adopt it and make a little social dissenter score for all the fucking people in North America. So when that big fucking switch comes and the people are stupid enough to vote for a fucking communist or socialist fucking overlord, do you think they're gonna think twice before they fucking implement that in their fucking countries? To subjugate their fucking dissenters? To make it so that they can pass their bullshit fucking agenda towards 2030? That fucking people who used to call me or anybody else in your fucking alternative media a bunch of crazy fucking kooks when it's right in our fucking front door and it's right in our fucking computers? We're the ones who are fucking crazy? No, it's here. We just had fucking Christina Newland. Not Freeland, I mean, sorry. Our bullshit foreign affairs, one of the worst fucking ministers we've ever had here in Canada, flat out come out and say that we need to upend the world order. Like, the new world order. Like, the same shit that was tried fucking by the Nazis way back in the day to fucking consolidate the entire fucking planet. You know, and some people will say the Jews, and hey, you know, they built the Knesset, you know, the Rothschilds and stuff like that. There's a lot of these, you know, robber baron interests, you know, from different, you know, and hey, I'm not somebody that's anti-Semitic at all whatsoever, but I do, you know, acknowledge the fact that Israel does have a lot of sway in the world, and you know, there's a lot of people in show business and stuff like that, and they definitely have the things of power. You know, I mean, there's definitely you know, some crazy shit that goes on there, and it should be called out when, you know, they step outside their bands, and you know, yeah, I hear that, but I mean, it's fucking crazy the fact that, you know, like the freedom of liberty and of entrepreneurship is just being fucking silenced in so many different ways. You know, like all these people who all they're doing is just disagreeing on Twitter, and they're being fucking banished, and some people who haven't even had any offenses just get taken off because it's a slow gradual thing that they're trying to do. They have all these algorithms, and they're like, okay, if we go after this, you know, if we take these people down, then we'll be able to infect it. You know, the Google, for example, they've literally broken their own algorithm for anything that's controversial. Like, put in Hillary Clinton and find out what comes up. You know, all the different search engines are going to show the scandals, you know, but not Google. You know, they're not going to show you the fucking, you know, and all the searches. And in YouTube, there's definitely been a huge algorithm change, which has really screwed over a lot of people that are trying to show alternative facts out there. And I'm sorry, but the reason why people are going to alternative media is because there is no objectivity anymore. Absolutely none. There's not, like, you're watching a news report, and you know exactly the people who represent them and what their fucking leanings are. And so, because of that, in a way, it's a good thing, and in a way, it's a fucking horrible thing. Because most people do not have the time to spend a good 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day to see a different sides of different types of news articles. You know, they're not going to go to another website and check that out. And I have, you know, I do, because I have a lot of free time on my hands. And I mean, I'm subscribed to about over 200 channels on YouTube that have all different types of political leanings. And when I have the time and I'm interested in finding out the different perspectives of an argument, or different arguments on an issue, I will watch each and every one of them, or as many as I can, to get a good perspective, or a good indication of who's bullshitting and who's telling the fucking truth. And sometimes, even with that, it's really hard to tell, because you have the mainstream media now who is trying to just fucking whitewash take fucking everyone out that doesn't have the same opinion as them, and call them all a bunch of fucking tin hat, aluminum foil hat, to be precise now, realistic. The hat to fucking silence dissent. And it's crazy. I mean, look at the Dissenter app. Like, within a couple of, within 2 weeks of it being available, they, took it off of their fucking, so you can't download it now, so people that didn't get in on it, I got in on it because I still have it on my computer, and I love that thing, man. It's awesome, because they have all these stupid things where they've taken away the opinions, they've taken away the comment section in a lot of mainstream media articles, or if there's anything that, oh, God forbid, could be a little controversial, or, oh, God forbid, you get people that disagree with the bullshit narrative that's coming out there, then, they have to fucking shut it down, or you have to sign up, or they can moderate it and be like, oh, I don't like that comment, so we're gonna remove that. We're the arbiters here at the CBC. We need to make sure that everything is wonderful, and that there's absolutely no disagreements. Oh yes, you have to listen to everything we say, because we are so wonderful, and that $500 million that Trudeau gave us to get rid of the white supremacists and the incels. Oh yeah, they're the ones that are ruining Canada. Oh, they get their little fucking authoritarian heart on, and I'm fucking sick of it. It pisses me off so much, man. And you know what, as soon as you call it out, you talk to anybody about it, and most people just are like, oh, you're just some crazy conspiracy theorist, yeah. Oh, I bet you think that 9/11 was an inside job. And I bet you think that, the Gulf of Tonkin incident never happened, and was the reason why we went to war with Vietnam. But they're usually not smart enough to even think about Vietnam or anything fucking outside of MTV or bullshit culture, or some little fucking Snapchat fad, or some bullshit fucking trending thing, or But anyways, I'm not gonna piss off at people for having their escapism. But anyways, I'm gonna end it there, because I've just been going on a huge rant. I'm just so pissed off at the mainstream media for not admitting their fucking faults of the fact that there is no collusion. Instead of having, the breaking news should have been no collusion, not oh, we're holding out for that Mueller report. As if they would never go after Trump after they had him spied on for how fucking long now? Years? Probably half a fucking decade they've had, wiretaps on Trump. And then they come out and say, oh, we have wiretaps on Trump in the New York Times. And then when fucking Alex Jones and other fucking alternative medias out there call them on it, they're like, oh, this conspiracy theory that these fucking crazy fucks are talking about, that Obama wiretapped and was spying on them. Oh dear, that is such fake news. Yes, and Trump loves it when prostitutes pee on him in Russian hotels. No. Fuck off, man. The biggest fucking bullshit ever. And you know what? They should all be fucking tried with treason and fucking hung from the highest fucking tree. Because I am sick of it. And I think a lot of Trump fans out there and a lot of Americans, I went on the Right Side Broadcasting and I saw nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. Nothing but the true American fucking patriots that love their fucking country, love their veterans, and are proud that they got a badass motherfucker in charge that ain't gonna take shit from nobody. And that's what I like about Trump. He's only one man. There's been a lot of pushback. There's been a lot of fucking treacherous shit that he's had to put up with. But man, has that guy ever kept his composure, ever kept his fucking sense of humor? Some of the interventionist stuff, some of the foreign policy stuff, I definitely don't agree with, being kind of center-right, libertarian, anti-authoritarian and stuff like that. And I'm not a big fan of interventionism. I believe that he should keep staying with this American first thing. And, I'm definitely not on board with the whole Yemeni war. But at the same time, he just made a big deal with fucking Saudi Arabia. They're trying reforms in that country, even though they had that whole weird family power imbalance and war that went on there, and on mainstream media didn't really report on it. And anybody looking into the Las Vegas thing, apparently there's some connections to that. Do your own research. For me, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like how come they, in the biggest city with the most amount of cameras, practically on the, you can't get away with card counting in fucking Las Vegas, and yet they couldn't even come out with an official fucking story. It kept changing with that guy over and over and over again. They were finding women in the fucking, you tell people the updated story now, regular people, and they'll be like, what? I never heard about that. What? That's weird. All these different anomalies and shit. So I mean, hey, there could be the fact that it was a Saudi involvement or whatnot, and that whole kind of inner war shit that was going on there. And I mean, the petrodollar is practically what's keeping the U.S. up. And it's kind of funny now how they're going after Trump for supporting Saudi Arabia when it was totally fine to support Saudi Arabia for the past 60 years. They've been the bestest friends of the West. We are the bestest friends in the whole wide world. Sometimes you like to kill your girls, but we are the bestest friends in the world. Saudi Arabia can do no wrong. Oh, the monarchy loves Saudi Arabia. The monarchy, yes, we put in Saudi Arabia. Make it into a fucking musical if you want to. They're making some sort of musical now where they have they're making fun of Trump, of course, because, liberal fucking Broadway, nobody goes there aside from fucking faggots and people that like to smell their own fucking farts. Sorry about that, I've been going to use the F word in a derogatory homosexual sort of way. But I mean, I'm just so pissed off, and fuck Broadway, because all they've got is completely social justice warrior. I mean, Hamilton. The guy was the biggest status in the fucking planet, back then in the day. Obviously he did some good things, but, they're turning it into, a hip-hop thing. You think Hamilton would give a shit about them back then? No, fuck that. That's a joke. Or they're trying to do the whole Julius Caesar, Trump, where we stab him in the park. Come on, if they did that shit with Obama, do you know how many people would declare fucking racist and the FBI would have it shut down in 2 fucking minutes under Obama? Fuck off. It's such a big thing of double standards. How it's okay to hate Trump, but it's not okay to fucking call Obama out for the tons of things that he lied about campaigning on and never fucking did, or turned around and did the exact fucking opposite. And yet they're giving shit to Trump for every single thing he does. It gets to the point where if you criticize Trump for every single fucking thing he does and don't give him credit for the good things he does, then everybody who's a fan of Trump, or even people who don't give a shit about Trump, are going to be like, you know what? I don't give a shit. I like Trump because he tells everybody to go fuck themselves. And that's what they needed. They needed a wrecking ball. I mean, the wrecking ball is also kind of like my avatar thing that I, took off a shitty website and made it my own thing, breaking the fucking walls of fucking bullshit, That's the whole part of Rectitude Media, and sometimes I get a little heated, a little passionate about what goes on in the world. And as a Canadian, people are probably like, what's a Canadian care so much about the States? Well, I love Trump. As you can see here, Trump-Pence 2020. Because let's be honest, United States, their military, is the reason why Canada is able to fucking afford so much shit. The reason why we can do so much welfare here in Canada is because we're not spending billions and billions of dollars on a massive fucking war effort. Peacekeeping for UN, what's that? Just a bunch of fucking people that go to fucking... where was it, random fucking places Malawi or something like that to stop some tribes from killing each other or whatnot. We're not a big fucking force to be reckoned with. We're not the ones with hundreds of secret bases around the planet that are being everyone else's security and military force. I mean, the U.S. is if they would have put Hillary Clinton in, I mean, she was talking about in her campaigning, making a no-fly zone in Syria. And Putin said, if she tried a no-fly zone in Syria, we'll be in World War fucking 3. And I understand, okay, maybe Russia, they may not have the as much of a military expenditure as the U.S., but they're right next to China. China and them are definitely doing some underhanded fucking backroom deals, and where all of our fucking technology comes to China. The ICBMs that the Clintons sold, the fucking telemetric data, and the fucking all of this, the the mechanics and the electronics to the Chinese government, and they're not fucking held to, account for that shit, obviously. If you look at Russia, they got those Satan missiles that are like, they hundreds of little, like, tens and like hundreds of little tiny warheads that can, like, blanket out an entire fucking region, like Texas, let alone just hitting, like, a couple different cities or whatnot. Like, it's nowhere near the 1980s Cold War scare that we have. This is a whole new ball game. If we start World War III, well, actually, technically, World War IV, because if you actually listen and look into the Pentagon, they practically call the whole Cold War up until, and some people even the whole 2001 terrorist attacks and the whole war with Afghanistan and Iraq as World War III. If we start World War IV, or, a lot of people that don't understand will call it World War III. I mean, it's not going to be fucking easy. It's not going to be, people are going to die by the millions. And that's what Hillary Clinton wanted. That's what Nikki Haley wanted. And she was pushing, even under Trump, with the Skripal poisoning and, all this sanctioning with Russia and stuff. And hey, you know what? I'm not giving Russia a pass. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't want my brother to live there because he's gay. And I wouldn't want, like, him to get fucking killed. And, like, obviously they have their own weird shit being Russia. But they're in it for their own interests. They're very, very small GDP. Like, they don't have, the ability to influence elections on a huge scale as much as, like, all these, like, people now in the West, or all these liberal parties are trying to be like, oh, Russian collusion, oh, the Russians are coming. It's like Cold War 2.0, but, like, at least back in the 80s, they were smart enough to fucking know that if, poking the bear too much is not a good fucking thing. Like, yeah, we had proxies in that time, too. We still have proxies now. Look at Ukraine. Look at different parts of fucking the Philippines and shit like that. There's obviously stuff that's being, where countries are being funded and pushed by different sides and stuff like that, So, I mean, it's not good by any means. But instead of this whole communism thing, it's, we have to fight globalism and nationalism and all this crap. It's something that's moved over from the, but I could definitely do a whole, like, couple of videos just on that alone, and I've definitely talked about it before. So for anybody listening to my rants, for me talking about this much, I am so sorry about the first part where I was screaming and, like, I think my voice went, like, at least 3 octaves higher than what it should be. But, it's just one of those things where, I mean, a lot of people out there who probably take the time to watch my videos all the way through are probably on the same page as me, that see the mainstream media as the bullshit that it is. But, I mean, it's gotten to a point where, you got to say something. Even if you're just some random dude, like, it's good. Talk to your friends. Point out all these different facts and all these different, or what the media is not telling people. A lot of people don't know about, because all they're getting is one. They think that they turn on the news at 6 o'clock, they get in from work, they put their feet up on the table and they're eating dinner, and that, like, 10-minute little segment on some sort of issue is all they really know. And so, I mean, there's a few people who I've talked to, and I've kind of managed to open their eyes up and get them to see that there's more to it than what the mainstream media is saying. And I think I have opened up some minds that way. And I mean, that's how we're ultimately going to win. But this whole censorship thing is just coming down the pipe is going to be, I think, in about 2 years, no matter where you are in the world, and if you're a Western nation, it's going to be pretty bad. So, I mean, hopefully Trump gets on it. Hopefully, like, here in Canada, we can get either Andrew Scheer. I mean, ultimately, I want Maxime Bernier. I like PPC. Like, I did a couple of videos. I think in my last video, I was showing the buttons and stuff like that, how I've been, like, putting my own money, my own time and resources into trying to get the word out there and trying to get people into the PPC. But at this point, I unfortunately, I would take Scheer just because of how badly Trudeau screwed things up. But the thing about it is, 4 years ago, it was like, oh, we need to get Harper out because he's fucking horrible and corrupt and shit. And, like, I was reading in Party of One, which is, like, pretty damning. It showed all the stuff that he kind of got away illegally with, and all the nasty stuff that he did. But here we are now wanting Trudeau out, and and people want Scheer in. That's the mainstream, the kind of thing that people are thinking here. But for me, I want more of a libertarian thing, so that's why I'm going for Max. But anyways, I'll update you guys maybe with another video in a couple days or whatnot. I've been trying to do this more often, so keep on rocking in the free world, and thank you very much for listening to me, man. You or woman or anybody out there, y'all deserve a medal. So thank you very much. Peace.